Hi, you guys. I just want to do one more problem, but before we do the problem for binomial expansion, just a reminder of the steps. Write coefficients from Pascal's triangle. 2, plug in first term with highest exponent starting from the left, descending by 1 power to the right. 3, plug in second term with highest exponent starting from the right, descending by 1 power to the left. And then 4 is to simplify. So let's go ahead and look at the problem that we have. What is the coefficient for x to the third power in this binomial? So you're going to be asked this question, and what you're expected to do is expand this binomial in order to figure out what is the coefficient from x to the third. So in order to do that, we want to expand it, and we're going to use those steps that we talked about before. So step 1 is to expand, so write in the coefficients based off the Pascal's triangle. If I was to do that, this would be it to the 5th power. It would be 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. That is the 1 to the 5th power. So I'm going to write this out as spread apart as I can. 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1, okay? And then step 2 is to plug in the first term. So the first term in this binomial is x, so this is the first term. So I'm going to plug it in starting with the highest exponent to the 5th and descend from left to right. So x to the 5th, x to the 4th, x to the 3rd, x to the 2nd power, x to the 1st power, and then x to the 0 power. And then that's step 2. Step 3 is to plug in the second term. Second term from the right to the left. Okay, so the second term, highest exponent is going to be 2y to the 5th. You can't really fit it in, but that's what I'm doing. 2y to the 4th. 2y to the 3rd, 2y to the 2nd, 2y to the 1st, 2y to the 0 power, okay? And I mentioned in the last video about verifying if you're kind of on the right track. One way to verify is that you should be able to add the exponents and get the highest exponents. So 5 plus 0 is the one in the problem. 4 plus 1 equals 5, which is true. 3 plus 2 is 5, which is matches this. 2 plus 3 is 5, which is matching this. 1 plus 4 is 5, and then 0 plus 5. So that matches. And then usually when you expand, the last step would be to figure out, is to simplify every term. But there's a shortcut to this, which is we're only being asked for the coefficient of x to the third power. So I can just scout out and look for the x to the third power and just make sure I only simplify that. I really don't have to expand in order to simplify. So here, if I was to simplify this, this is 10 times x to the third. This 2 to the y just as side work. This 2 that is the square is being applied to both the 2 and the y. So it's like saying 2 to the 2nd power and y to the 2nd power. 2 to the 2nd power is, x to the third is 4, and then we have y to the 2nd power. To ultimately simplify, I want to multiply my real numbers together. So 10 times 4 is 40, x to the third, y to the 2nd. So if I was to, be asked the question, what is the coefficient for x to the third? The coefficient is 40. So the answer would be 40 equals 40. For what is the coefficient? It's not 40x third y squared. Don't include the variables. Coefficient is only the number in front of the variables. You might also have a question on what is the what is the 4th term in your expansion? So if you were being asked that, you would do 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can simplify this. So if my next question was what is the 4th term of that expansion, let's go ahead and simplify this. 10x squared, 2 to the third, y to the third, 10x squared, 2 to the third is 8, y to the third, 10 times 80, 10 times 8 is 80, x squared y to the third. So if the question asks, if the question is, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth term in your expansion, your answer would be 8x squared y to the third, okay? And that would be your answer for that question, okay? If it's only asking for the coefficient, it would be that. It would be that. And then, you know, if you wanted to expand everything, you could expand everything, and that was shown in the last video about the expansion. That is all I have. Thank you guys. Have a great day.